Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
The morning prayer breaks the silence in the town of Takira.
I guess it's straight ahead.
For once, there are no explosions, no rifle shots.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. It's nice to see you again.
But everywhere, the signs of violence.
Okay, I'm going to move inside then, myself and my interpreter. Y'all go ahead and take a position down here.
US Commander Lieutenant Colonel Philip Logan is in a crucial meeting with the town's leaders.
Sir, I will tell you, we caught him in the act of making the bomb.
And they needed how many dinars? $500,000?
500,000.
The negotiations move to the town's cemetery where the Americans offer to help rebuild a destroyed restaurant. But the money is fake. In fact, so is this town. It's all part of an elaborate ruse to train these soldiers for the real thing. Iraq is 10,000 kilometres away. This is a military training base in central Louisiana, and Lieutenant Colonel Logan, a full-time soldier, is about to lead a battalion of National Guards into Iraq.
Yeah, it's a forest grade, but the mission itself and the focus of training doesn't change. If you squint real hard, you'll see some sand here.
These part-time soldiers who joined the Guards to defend and protect America at home are being called on more than ever before to fill gaps in the army overseas. The rounds are blanks, but this is deadly serious. In just a matter of weeks, these injuries could be real.
In order to keep one soldier forward deployed, you'd need at least 4 or 5 back home coming and going and the training. And the Army simply doesn't have that many people.
Lawrence Korb was in charge of military personnel in the Reagan administration. He's troubled by the load on the National Guard, weekend warriors, who now make up 40% of the force in Iraq.
Once they've seen that this occupation is going to go on, once they've seen that they're greeted not as liberators but as the enemy, the morale is really plummeted. Their main goal now is just to survive, stay alive, and get the heck out of there.
Despite the enormous stresses on the military, the high death toll, and increasing questions about the reasons for war, polls show that more than 2/3 of soldiers and their families say Bush is the better commander-in-chief.
He's got fluid coming from both ears and his nose.
And regardless of whether they personally back the president, they're committed to the mission he's given them.
Well, certainly I believe that our cause is just. We're fighting terrorists, and we're also bringing freedom and democracy to a country that has not had it for decades.
They've got to believe in this, because if they don't, then it becomes psychologically very difficult for them. And the fear is that Kerry basically is a wimp on defense.
John Kerry has campaigned on better treatment for the National Guard.
Says that we are overstretched and overextended, and the Guard and the Reserve have been called on to fill in the gap. As President, I pledge to you that I will end the backdoor draft of people in the National Guard.
The military vote will be critical for President Bush.
We're transforming our military. I will make sure the all-volunteer Army remains the all-volunteer Army.
Pentagon bosses are urging soldiers to get their ballots in.
It can have a big impact in certain states. In a close election, anything can happen, and they happen to be, for example, a lot of military facilities in a lot of southern states, but Florida really is the key.
There is a minority which has doubts. Michael Washington has already posted an absentee vote for John Kerry.
I think that we're there for the wrong reason, but he's in charge, got to do what we're told, so that's where we're headed.
He has little time for a president he believes dodged National Guard service.
Well, some people's parents have money enough to get them out of going to places, and I guess that's okay.
At the Arabic radio station on base, another commander is put through his paces.
There are criminals who wish to disrupt this process.
Hussein Talabani deserted Saddam Hussein's army twice.
What are your plans to regain their trust again?
Now he serves the American military, role-playing as radio host.
This is the last thing I can do to help these people who liberated my people.
And like the majority of people on this military base, he's anxious about this election.
The American voters will decide that, but I hope they will vote for George Bush. He's a great man. He's writing history against the terrorists.
In the closing days of this election battle, George W. Bush and John Kerry will be fighting to secure credibility as the most able commander-in-chief.